All right, so I think we have a better idea now of when we should and should not use arrays.
Yeah, but we haven't talked about how to use arrays in code. Like, do each of these slots have a variable name?
Well, not exactly. So the entire array itself has a single name. So for example, we can call this array something like words.
Okay, so the whole array is called words, but how do I get access to the string in each slot?
Well, each slot is called an element of the array, and we can access each element by referring to its numerical position or index in the array.
Wait, index?
Yeah, so each position is numbered. And I know it's kind of weird, but we start with the index 0, and then move up to index 1, 2, and so on until we reach the end of the array.
Okay, so for an array of length 7, we start at index 0 and we end at index 6.
Yeah, precisely. And all these numbers together are called indices.
Because the plural word for index is indices. Okay, so it makes sense. Now my question is, how do we put values into the array in the first place?
Well, similar thing. So we refer to a specific index of the array by using the equal sign, which remember is the assignment operator, and we assign the value into that position.
Wait, I think I need to see this written down. Can we look at the code for this?
Yeah, for sure. Anything for you, Catherine.
Okay.
I'm going to walk you through some code samples now. And I don't want to give away the solution for the Miwok app, so I'm going to be using a different example. So say we have an app where users can buy shoes online, and our app needs to keep track of which types of shoes are still in stock. So one particular type of shoe is really popular, but we only have 3 sizes left. How should we store that information? Well, since this is all related information about the same pair of shoes, we should keep them in an array. Later, this makes it easier to figure out which sizes are available because we can refer to this single array variable instead of checking a bunch of separate variables. So first, we start off by creating the array. Since there are 3 sizes left, we'll create an integer array of length 3. Each element of the array will be one shoe size that is available, and the shoe size is an integer. I know the syntax can be a little tricky. It may look a little overwhelming because there's brackets and spaces all in weird places, but creating this array variable is similar to how we've created integer and string variables in the past. On the left here, we have the data type, which in this case is an integer array. It's the name of the data type, which is the word int, followed by the open and closed bracket. Then we have the name of the array variable, which is shoe sizes available, followed by an equal sign, then the new keyword, followed by the data type of the array again, int, with the open and closed brackets again. But this time, notice that we put the length of the array inside the bracket. Now we have an empty array of length 3. So if you ever wanted to change the type of data in this array, such as having it store booleans to be a boolean array, then you would put boolean here and here. Now we can assign values to each element of the array based on the index position. For the given array that we're calling shoe sizes available here, we use the open and closed brackets with the index number in the middle. And in this first example, we've assigned the number 5 into the index 0 slot of the array by using the equal sign. And so in this case, this equal sign is the assignment operator. Notice that there's no space between the name of the array and the brackets. So when these 3 statements have been executed, the array looks like this. Later, if you need to retrieve or access elements of the array, use the name of the array variable, followed by the brackets and the index in the middle. So this line of code here will retrieve the first element of the array. And the result of this call is 5. Remember that the indices start at 0 and increment consecutively. So this is index 0, 1, and 2. And similarly, the result of the next line of code is 7. And the following one is 10. If you need to get the size of the array, write out the name of the array variable and then call .length. In this case, this expression yields the number 3 for the 3 slots in the array. So here's some practice on how to use an array. There are many real-world things that can be represented as an array. For example, think of a soccer team with 11 players, where each member has a different jersey number. We want to assign the number of their soccer jerseys at each place in this integer array. Assume we've chosen 4 players for the roster already. We can store the jersey numbers of these 4 players at 4 different array indices. So for the purpose of this exercise, we'll put the jersey numbers in random spots of the array. Look at the different options of code in the provided gist, and pick the option that contains the code that would create the array above.